I'm back working in the shop. I've been sick for a couple of weeks. I had bronchitis. I do have a short that I can post here. I was just going to update you guys on what I've been doing when I have had time. I don't think I've done a full-length video in a while. In a couple months for sure. I got fender wall headers from a friend donated. Got the fenders off, whole front clip. Just cleaning up whatever I can take off. Basically doing free stuff right now. Might cost me a grinder disc. Stuff like that, but try to do as much as I can. I did get a smaller steering wheel on it, trying to figure out location of seat. I'll start cutting floors out here. Mess with, like I said, whatever I can get done free. I pulled, because it's a hardtop, it had a piece that came down over the door, so I pulled all that off. It's up here. That's the flap. There's some molding parts. So I could figure out weather stripping and how I'm going to seal up the top of this door with that part not working. It would have came down over here, ran right along there. So, but I have the steel part that goes in here where the weather stripping would go in. This fender is in fairly good shape. I'm going to cut this bottom part off, which I'll probably work on that today. The driver's side fender is really rough right here. But this part will get cut off, and then I just got a little bit of fix here. And then fix some of this flange for the headlight bucket to go in. You can see this fender is pretty rough. But for what I'm building, this is perfect. It's my new drill press. Well, new to me. Just gotta mount that vise there. I'm gonna move the drill press out into the middle of the floor right here. Have it next to my grinder stand, so everything's kind of sitting right here. And then I have all that area to work when the car is pushed over, or push the car over, and then I have all that area to work in, which will be nice. Just cleaning up today. I want to get my workbench cleaned off. I want to get the top of my toolbox cleaned up, start using it for storage of parts, condense down all this. I might have some tools that I'm buying here that will be fairly big. Will take up pretty much this area right here. If that's where I put them, I'm not quite sure yet. But I want to kind of condense down. Most of this is my dad's. And then organize with this stuff of mine. Maybe push this rack over a little farther into the corner. Not sure what to do. Organizing ain't my strong suit. My kid may have a race car that she's got given to her. Gotta find out more information and stuff, so I'll have that coming to the house soon. So we can work on it, get it going, and have her ready for August. She turns 14, so she can race at our local dirt track. So I want to get as much cleaned up as I can in here and organized and put away. And I'm trying to post Buick parts that I'm not using on eBay. I've got a bunch of the ports. Actually, let's show you on the. I've got 8 more of those port holes. So stuff I'm not going to use, I'll keep 2 of them. And then put so I can get rid of them. I've got a bunch of interior parts, moldings, all the molding down the doors. If somebody's going to use them, restore, I just want the beat up stuff. I don't even know if I'm going to actually put those back on the car. They do kind of look good. They split it up. The more I look at them, the more I do like them. but I'd have to fill a bunch of holes if I don't put them back on. And you can see how much Bondo's in this one. So I'll start stripping the lower parts. This bottom part of the door, I found out, is just a piece of sheet metal. See, so I'll have to mess with that. Might be a little longer of a project than I thought, which I'm okay with. Good to have a project. And the S10 still runs, so it'll be good to drive it for another year, maybe 2, and then part it out if the cops pull it off the road or it starts falling apart more. Then I don't want to replace body mounts and stuff like that in it if I'm not going to drive it a whole lot. And I got the Buick. I think the Buick's going to be a cooler project. The S10 was good for a cheap project. I only have, I think, like $1,200 into it. So I have more into the buying the car than I do to the S10. So we'll get the Buick going. Springs and stuff on the axle for the front end. So now I can start mocking that up. Just got to get metal. I've been saying that for a few months now. In 2 months I'd have the Buick here for a year, so I need to get on that, get the Buick going, get the metal work started. Got a few things I need to do. There's a couple body mounts on it that need to be gone through, and then I got to figure out how to mount the rear ladder bars. The rear end, somebody put these springs under it and then just bolted them with shackles to the frame. Didn't do a very good job. It wouldn't work to drive it, that's for sure. Plans changed. I did move the fenders. I cut some angle iron and made some mounts for grinders on the bench grinder stand. I had the extension cord one done for a while. Had to fix my welder, so that took up a little bit of time. The liner, it was one of these plastic ones. It wouldn't let the wire go through it anymore. I think it punctured some holes, so I picked up this cable one. I had to cut it down to fit. But now it works just fine, everything flows good. Still just a cheap welder, it doesn't do very good welds on thick stuff. I guess I could have heated it up a little bit with the bottle. Put a torch on it, but it works for holding grinders. I'll do a couple more up here for maybe extension cords, airline, I don't know. I might put trailer hitch ball here so I can do like dimple dies. I don't know what I want to do on it. I was thinking of buffing grinder on this side, that way I could do all that, but bashing metal off of it would be a good idea. I do have this piece of I-beam that I could make up into bending metal with. Working on my plasma cutting table extension off my welding table. Just got all what I have left. I gotta get some more for the bars to go across to cut on. Kind of see the idea. And then I can fill it up with water to collect all the slag. I'll clean up the sand. I might cut it down. I'll probably do some legs down and then do a shelf underneath it too, just so I have some more storage for hooks and everything. I want to leave the center area open so when I'm sitting at it, my legs can go under there. I think, I don't know, just messing with it. I had all this stuff. The flat bar, I was making shelf brackets, so I had some left over because I don't need them anymore. Well, I just need those 4 once I get them done. And then the other thing I've been working on is screwdriver sunflower. I gotta finish this, make a stand. I stopped working on the video last night. We had a car club meeting. That was Wednesday night. Today's Thursday. I'm cutting the bottom of my fenders off. So when I do the foot front end, that nail will just sit a little nicer. So this is what they look like. Got it cut off. Just cut it on the bottom lip. Sure, I probably could have knocked the spot welds off and then somebody could have used it, but there'll be some sheet metal if I need it. And then I can clean it up, get the rest of the lip off. I just used my Milwaukee M12 cutoff wheel. Works really well. It does bind up a little bit, so you just gotta cut a few times. Just keep going back and forth with it. Take a little bit at a time.